Thanks, Gracie. Once again, it's time for the second Friday Norman Art Walk. Starting tomorrow night at 6, the Walker Arts District of downtown Norman will be transformed into a celebration of art and creativity. And it's time for this week's live music roundup. Tomorrow, beginning at 8 p.m., the band Chicago will be playing at Riverwind. Saturday morning, Joe James will be at Yellow Dog Coffee Company. For Saturday morning at the Roastery. And later that night at 9 p.m., Kirsten White will be at the Blue Bonnet Bar. And Sunday night, Hosty will be at the Deli at 10. For more information on these events and others in the Norman community, be sure to check out visitnorman.com. Gracie, Cariana, back to you. Shots were reportedly fired this morning at Red Dirt Bar and Grill, and not much information has been released on the subject, but here's what we know. This morning at about 1:23, Lawton Police Department responded to calls of a shooting. There have been many posts on social media from members of the Lawton community saying that one person has died in this shooting. No confirmation has been given from LPD at this time, but LPD has confirmed that multiple victims have been taken to the hospital for their injuries. The total confirmed number of victims is currently unspecified. Detectives did respond to the crime scene this morning and have been doing investigations, and Lawton Police Department asked that anybody with any information regarding this incident contact the LPD Criminal Investigations Division directly. You can count on us to continue to follow this story with more updates as they develop. Reporting live from Lawton, I'm Leah Smith, 7 News. Lyndon, Kevin, Oklahoma Senator Mark Wayne Mullen is awaiting his confirmation as the new Secretary of Homeland Security today. The Senate is currently in session where the full chamber is having their final debate and vote on Senator Mullen's new position. The Senate is on track for this confirmation as the first vote advanced the process. This nomination came after President Trump fired Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and chose Senator Mullen to take her place.
He'll make his own change. He's already given me a list of people he wants to bring. He's a fantastic guy. I think he's just the right guy. You all know him. He's a very open, smart guy, very successful actually in business, which people don't know. And he's a friend of mine. I think Mark Wayne is going to be fantastic.
President Trump says that if Mullen is confirmed, that he wants him to begin his new position by March 31st. Reporting live from the state capitol, I'm Leah Smith, OU Nightly. Bryn, Lyndon, the U.S. government is asking them to shelter in place. I spoke with one Oklahoman who's stuck in Puerto Vallarta, and he tells me he's witnessing this chaos right outside of his room.
Yesterday there was the Friday moments when you heard the motorcycles drive down the road and shooting going on. It was within probably, I'd say about a half a block away, and I can see the gas station. They burned about a block and a half from me, and then they had some car fires on the next street over, and I could see it.
Currently, the state of Jalisco looks like a war zone. Members of the Jalisco New Generation cartel are retaliating against the Mexican government and putting civilians in danger.
Yeah, it's sort of like a double-edged sword because you want to prioritize American citizens, but also they're in Mexico, so it's sort of a sketchy situation. But I think the best deal would just be working with the Mexican government to figure out what the proper response is, I guess.
This situation in Mexico is incredibly dangerous. Some OU students are scared for the citizens stuck in this environment.
This is so scary and definitely changes my viewpoint, but I think overall as a young woman, I've always had to be prepared, unfortunately, for things like this. I think you just always have to be safe, even as a college student. So it makes me really sad.
The U.S. Embassy is posting safety and security updates to their website. We'll be monitoring this story as it develops. Bryn, Lyndon, back to you. President Trump nominated Oklahoma Senator Mark Wayne Mullen to be the new Secretary of Homeland Security.
Listen, I am super excited about this opportunity. It came at not a complete surprise, but it came at a little bit of surprise for us. And so the president and I, as you guys know, we're great friends, and we get along great. I look forward to working with him and his cabinet. Of course, we still got to go through this little thing called confirmation, and we're going to get started on it right away.
This position change came after a week of backlash from Congress for former Homeland Secretary Kristi Noem. She says she will now be acting as special envoy for the Shield of Americas. Oklahoma Governor Stitt will now be tasked of naming a caretaker for the open Senate seat, serving until January 3, 2027. An election for the official seat will be held in November. In a written statement, Governor Stitt says, quote, Mark Wayne Mullen has been a fighter for Oklahoma and will fight to keep our nation secure. There isn't a better choice to lead the Department of Homeland Security. I will be looking to appoint a strong, small government conservative voice to support President Trump and protect Oklahomans' way of life. When asked about how he will work with Democrats, Senator Mullen says he will do what he can to work with them.
Mr. Schumer wants to sit down and talk to me. I'm going to sit down and talk to him. I want to try to earn their support, and I'm going to be very open and honest with them. And at the end of the day, all I can do is do my job. If they have real concerns, I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to see if it's practical. But nothing's going to prevent me from doing my job. I'm going to enforce the policies and the laws that Congress has passed, and we're going to protect our homeland.
The filing for this election for this open seat will take place on April 1st through the 3rd. The election will take place during the general midterms in November. Senator Mullen will begin his new position in the cabinet on March 31st. Reporting from Gaylord College, I'm Leah Smith, OU Nightly. The weather cooled off just in time as Norman's annual Chili Fest returns. Chili Quest 4 will be a 2-night event starting this Friday. Music acts Travis Linville and Bo Jennings will be performing starting at 7 p.m. 5 of the 8 city council seats are on today's ballot, with 13 candidates running across 5 races. In Wards 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and in Ward 8, Scott Dixon ran unopposed, winning the seat. Thanks, Parker. And Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and many fast food chains are switching it up for the holidays. McDonald's participated in a viral social media trend by releasing their own free caviar kits this morning. OU Nightly is the #1 student newscast in the country, winning first place for our weekly newscast in the 2026 Broadcast Association Awards. Here at Laughing Out Loud, members of 580 Roller Girls meet twice a week to perfect their roller derby skills. While they're here, they also spend their time building up their teammates and perfecting their friendships. The members of this team tell me that their teammates are their favorite parts of this sport. They spend their time together twice a week, not only perfecting their roller derby skills, but also building up their friendships. 580 Roller Girls is accepting new members for the next 2 weeks. Anyone interested in joining can check out any of their social media pages.